It is February. My hat is crooked. Is that straight? All right, bet. That's straight. All right, it is February the 21st. I had to look down. Pardon self. February the 21st. It is Tuesday. It is the fourth week. No, fourth, third. Is it third? Yeah, third week of February. So February is like coasting by. Next week is the very last week of February. We're going into the third week, third month of the year, closing out the first quarter um, of the year as well. So, yeah, we're almost there. For whatever it is that you have desire for yourself, we're almost there. Um, so you almost made it. Whatever you desire, like whatever you have a goal to do or whatever you have set out for yourself to do, you're almost there. We'll just look at it that way. You're almost there. All right, so you know what I did not do, and it's my own correction. I didn't create a caption. I did not create a caption for today, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. I'm gonna do that now. Wow, we are still in the beginning stages of today's podcast. Um, let's see, because we're talking about which side of opportunity. Good morning to you, whoever that person is that just came in. Which side of opportunity? That's what the conversation is about. So as you're watching, what I want you to do is drop the word opportunity inside the chat because we're really going to expand and explore on what side of the opportunity are we on? Because not everybody is on the same side of opportunity. Not everybody look at opportunity the same way. You know, it depends on how you look at opportunity is how you're going to react to the opportunities that are presented to you. I'm going to say that again. Not everybody looks at opportunity the same way. And depending on what side of the opportunity that you find yourself on will decide how you take action or action the opportunity that is presented to you. Let's see the caption. Let's caption today. Which side of opportunity? Uh, we'll leave it alone. We'll. I'm just gonna put the title in the caption because right now my mind won't. It's not processing. You know, a catchphrase or something catchy to put into the caption. Good morning, Miss Weston. Peace. I pray that your week is a very blessed week so far. I mean, I know it's only Tuesday, but that means that you got other days to make or to duplicate how your Monday was. Either you make it better or you duplicate how your Monday was. So I'm not going to jump. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, which side of opportunity? Because I want you to look at the word opportunity from this perspective. And I think you may, you know, find some jewels in it because you see the word opportunity. 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 Remember that as we go forward. I bet. Let's go. All right. So the first definition, let me go back. For those who may be new to the platform, those who watch it on the replay, you're going to get definitions of the words. You're going to get etymology of the word. There's an etymology today. So we're going back to the origin and where the word opportunity came from. And you're going to get definitions. You're going to get inversions of definitions. If I say red over white, pay attention to the words that are in red. If I say white over red, pay attention to the words that are in white. And this is the interactive platform. So if there's something that you see or something that resonates with you, go ahead and put it inside the chat and then I'll pull it up on the screen or I'll read it out loud just so other people can see it. So they, you know, can tap into some of the jewels that you're going to bless us with as well. So as you can see, the very first definition is a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. That is the very first definition of opportunity. a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. And the inversion that I want you to pay attention to on this definition is red over white, which is a set of circumstances. A set of circumstances, because a lot of times we look at opportunity and think that's the only opportunity that's going to come. Even in this definition, it's telling you right now it's not. So you may have had an opportunity in your life, or whether it was on a job or in a relationship or wherever it was, and you felt like you've missed out on it. I'm gonna tell you right now, you didn't, because that was just a set. So you have more opportunity that's going to come your way. You have more things that is going to show itself in your life to present you with something possibly even better than the opportunity that you just felt that you just passed up. So don't allow that to be your end all be all. It was just a set of circumstances. It was just something that happened or did not happen at that particular time, because you still have time to change it. Because just like we spoke about this past day, you still got room. There is still room for you to have and assume better opportunities for yourself, because it was just a set of circumstances. All right, so let's go with the second definition. So the second definition of opportunity is a situation or condition favorable for attainment of a goal. And the definition that I want you to, well, the inversion of the definition that I want you to, you know what, we're going to flip it. But we're going to flip it, but we're going to start out with white over red. And then we're going to go and communicate about red over white. So white over red says a favorable for attainment of a goal. So when you're looking at it from this perspective about attaining a goal, you have to understand that the side of opportunity has to be the side that is favorable. Favorable. Because that's when you really begin to use your wisdom and to utilize and look at this opportunity as something that is beneficial, not just for you, but beneficial to the future you. And when you are favorable, or you are within favor of the goal that you have, wouldn't it makes it easy? It is going to make it easier for you to attain it, because the decision that you're making is the decision that is going to be helpful for you to achieve that particular thing that you have set out for yourself. Now let's go ahead and flip this, because this is where I want you to pay attention to. There's two sides of opportunity. Because when we look at red over white, it says a situation or a condition, because a lot of times we put ourselves in situations and we put ourselves in situations, but sometimes we change the condition, because it has to be favorable. Because if it is not favorable, then the goal will not be attained. Have you ever been in a place or a situation, or be around, or you've seen other people that was in an opportunity that was in a favorable way, but they changed the conditions of the opportunity, but now it is now no longer favorable to them? Because look at the word opportunity. Again, I'll go back into the conversation when we talked about, when I was spelling it, OPPORTUNITY. Sometimes we are our own opposition. We are at our own opposition. So when we are at our own opposition within our opportunity, that means that we took out those things that were favorable to us, and we're trying to worry and trying to figure out, like, how did this happen? That's because you were your very own opposition. Don't blame it on nobody else. Don't talk about what somebody else is not doing because you feel like, oh, I should have more opportunity. Like, you're not even favorable to yourself. You don't do the things that is required of you to do for yourself. You are very self-sabotaging. And when you are a self-sabotaging individual, you're not looking at the favorable thing that is required of you to attain that particular goal. And it makes it hard, because those situations and those conditions that you found yourself in was a situation and a condition that you created. I'm just looking at the word opportunity. Like, have you been your very own opposition? Have you torn down your own self? Have you removed your own self from that favor that you found yourself in? The goal is not going to be attained until you begin to look at those favorable thoughts that is going to allow you to develop and recondition your process of thought to attain that goal. Goals not really hard to achieve. It's I don't see goals as hard to achieve. That's just me. That's the way I process my thought. Because a goal that is within favor of what you have set out for yourself, it can be reached based on the condition of the mind and how you see it and how you're going after it. So now let's go into the etymology of the word opportunity. In this particular time, I highlighted the OPPO, like sometimes we are in our own opposition. So the etymology of opportunity, which is the origin, come out as Old French from opportunist. I mean, we know some opportunists out there in the world. And it is defined from the etymology as fit, convenient, suitable, and favorable. Have you created favorable opportunity for you? Have you created a suitable opportunity for you? Sometimes our opportunity has to be convenient in order for us to move on it. I mean, that's your prerogative to have a convenient opportunity. But sometimes you're going to have to take the risk to change the conditions of the opportunity in order for you to attain the goal that you have set out for yourself. It's not always going to be convenient. It's not always going to be in this perfect timing. It's not always going to be suitable. But when you get yourself out of your way, when you are no longer the opposition to your own opportunity, the goals are going to be a lot easier for you to obtain. The positions are going to be a lot easier for you to be in. The conditions that you find yourself may not be the same conditions anymore because you're doing the things that it takes in order for you to obtain that particular goal. I'm just looking at the definition of the words and applying it to something that much more relevant possibly to you. So let's get ready to go into the deep dive, and we'll go ahead and close it out, because again, which side of opportunity are you on? Sometimes we can create our very own crisis because we took our eye off the opportunity that was before us, or the opportunity that was given to us. We create the crisis because we tore ourselves down in the conditions that we created for ourselves, or we have created situations that didn't have to exist at all, but because we've created it, we've taken ourselves out of those favorable actions. We've made it harder for ourselves to obtain just by merely not changing our process of thought overall. So let's go into this dive. So like we talked about, and we already know, the opportunities is a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. But which side of the opportunity do we really find ourselves on? Because sometimes we create these situations and circumstances that prevent us from making things possible. That's when you really are looking at it from a transparent way, and you're looking at it from the position of accountability. Because from someone that is looking at it from a position of accountability will say, like, yes, I've created these situations and circumstances that did prevent me from making it possible, because I've torn myself down before I begin the process of building myself up. My thoughts tore it down, but my thoughts can also be the same thing that will reshape and remold and change the situation and the conditions that I'm in order for me to present it to be something that is possible. Now that's you. That is something that you can do. It's not something that someone has bestowed upon you, but that's something that you've generated based out of your own consciousness or based from your own process of thought. Because oftentimes we may find that opportunities will put us in a place or even take us out of a place. Let's look at it that way, because it's easy for us to put ourselves in a place, but sometimes it's harder for us to take ourselves from out of a place. Because sometimes you may find your opportunity by leaving that place to where you're most comfortable at. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes you may find your opportunity by leaving that place that you are most comfortable in. Like, you will begin the process of growing because now you are willing to take the risk of making it happen. How big is your power base? How big is your foundational thinking or your thoughts? Like, what are your functional inner belief system? I'm not talking about anything religious or spiritual, but what do you say to you? Like, what's your power base? Like, what holds you down? Like, what are those thoughts that ground you? Like, what position do you find yourself in that you can go back to your baseline and say, okay, this is my ground and this is my foundation, and it's not going to be shaken up by any situation and circumstances because I know where to go back to. How big is your will? Like, do you have the discipline to start it and a dedication to keep it going? Like, how big is your why? So I'm gonna ask you something. I know some of us have heard the saying, like, um, the school, the prison pipeline, stuff like that. We've heard that before. So now let's look at it this way, from our own personal point of view. Like, how big is your pipeline? Like, your pipeline of thought to reality. Like, what does that pipeline look like? Like, how do you manifest your thoughts to action? How big is that pipeline? Or have you prevented your pipeline from producing because of your limited beliefs? Sometimes those familiar ways will put us at our own opposition. Like we talked about this past day, about sometimes you need to have or develop or find new information in order for it to put ourselves in new rooms, or to gather new information to come out with new situations or new circumstances. But those familiar ways may be your very own opposition. Just because you said it once doesn't necessarily mean if you say it different, it's going to hurt. Like maybe you need to say it different. Maybe you need to look at it different. Maybe you need to expose the foundational fears that you have to push through it. Because the worst side of opportunity to be on is the one that's in direct opposition of your own personal progress. Think about it. Life is about seeing the opportunity around you and stepping into your vision that you have for yourself and embracing what it takes to get there. But in order for you to get there, you have to see it. You have to assume and attain those favorable thoughts that is going to create something for you internally before it even creates something for you externally. Because sometimes we may have to create that type of thought to where you say, I never want to be in this situation again. Then you take the action plan and you start following through with it. But which side of opportunity are you on? Which side of opportunity have you found yourself on? How do you develop it? How do you design it? How do you grow from it? How do you grow with it? And how do you grow into it? Peace, Grand Rising, Mr. Johnson. So which side of opportunity are you on? Are you your own opposition? Are you going to take yourself in a direction that's going to be favorable to you? That's when things are going to start working. Because you have the opposition side or unity, which is widening your pipeline from thoughts to reality, or that pipeline from thoughts to action. Look at what that looks like. Look at what that process is like for you. And then take those steps and multiplying that and duplicating that process and opening more doors for yourself and not being afraid of taking a chance on you. Stop being your own oppressor. Stop being in your own opposition. Stop denying you from your own forward progress because you have a fear of stepping out. Sometimes that stepping out may be actually you stepping away from your comfort zone or stepping away from that fear, because everything that's in front of you is there for a reason. The same way as everything that's behind you is there for a reason, because you have already advanced past the things that you have walked away from. And take it and go from there. But man, y'all be blessed. And I'll see you tomorrow here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. You can drop in the comments section like whatever your takeaways were for today. I'll go back. I'll read it. And then we'll go from there. Y'all be blessed. Peace.